Hello everybody, I hope you're doing good today. This video may contain copyrighted material being used underneath the Fair Use Act to expose this narcissist. It's Patricia Steere, narcissist or victim. Let me read this to you. Narcissistic personality disorder, one of several types of personality disorders I suspect Patricia is affected by, is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance. We all know that's Patricia to a T. A deep need for excessive attention and admiration. Troubled relationships, check. A lack of empathy for others. But behind this mask of extreme confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that is vulnerable to the slightest criticism. That is Patricia Steere to a T. We all know this. We've all seen this for the last, 5 years now. 5 freaking years of this woman overdressing, showing us her purchases, showing selfies of her wearing her new $900 sunglasses. Look at me. She's a look at me type of a person. She's got to overdress for every occasion so she stands out in the crowd. That's the sign of a narcissist. So there were several people that were right when Patricia's left 6 months ago saying she never will be back. They were right. She was going to come back and she was going to use this as a springboard to get sympathy and more viewers for her. And that's exactly what she's trying to do. And I'm glad you're doing this, Patricia, because this is going to backfire. Any person that has been trained on narcissism, like psychologists, are going to pick you out of a crowd. Especially with this video in which you claim your ex-boyfriend, Antonio Subrats, was a narcissist. I suspect Antonio Subrats has some mental problems. In fact, he's on government disability for some kind of mental problems. I suspect he's schizophrenic or bipolar or something along that lines. But nothing in your 3-hour video pointed out to him being a narcissist. He doesn't go out of his way for attention. He doesn't post pictures of his vegan purses that he buys, or his vegan shoes, or his $900 sunglasses with him in a selfie. He doesn't do that kind of stuff. You do that kind of stuff, Patricia. And you need the kind of attention it brings. Oh, you look hot. Oh, you look like a movie star. That's why you're back, Patricia. Because off of YouTube, you have no friends. So, let's get started here. I'm going to start off with her bashing gay people, or people that she perceives as gay, because she's bashing Antonio Subrats here. But I'm going to show you something about her hypocrisy. Let's listen to this nonsense here.
But before he met me, the day before I was to fly out, he messaged me and he said, "Do you mind if when I pick you up at the airport, I use a, quote, gay voice to call your name, unquote, and run in a gay way toward you?" I thought, ooh, that pretty much blows my fantasy of the ideal man. And I said, do what you want, hoping against hope that wouldn't happen, and maybe he was just joking. It was the weirdest thing. No idea what that was about. Don't know if that's a sign of a narcissist or just someone who's weird. Hey, we're all weird sometimes. But he did pick me up at the airport. He didn't do the, quote, gay voice or gay run, unquote. He just was there, wearing a red hoodie and Converse and some casual pants, kind of looking disheveled, smelling like cigarette smoke.
But get this, she immediately went home with this disheveled, disgusting, smelly man and had sex with them.
There he was with the flowers, swooped in for a big, passionate kiss. And it was on.
It was on. Look at her biting her freaking fake lips. Wow. It was on, folks. So all of a sudden she's got a problem with the man acting gay or showing gay tendencies, but yet it's on, folks. Well, let me show you the hypocrisy of this woman, because she brings up her longtime boyfriend, Michael Thompson. Many of you probably don't know who this longtime boyfriend she keeps referencing to as if he's some special man. He actually happens to be gay. And we flat earthers know him as Omni-Eris. That's right. This is Michael Thompson. This is the kind of men she chooses in her life. And then when they screw her over, she comes crying to you for her bad choices. So let's have a listen to Mr. Michael Thompson here.
Hello, my retards, and welcome back to the Omni-Eros News Network. It's me, your host, Omni Mikey, and I am back.
Let me explain something to you. Omni-Eros is a openly gay man. And this is Patricia's longtime boyfriend. And you just heard her. She suddenly had a problem with Antonio wanting to act gay. You see the hypocrisy in this woman? This woman is just coming back to gain fame, cause more controversy in the flat earth. It was pretty quiet with her and Mark pretty much out of the flat earth picture. Let's listen.
With yet another dose of Ultra Magic Kool-Aid, this time flavored with the PP of a flat earther. Not very hard to come by. In fact, I got it for free, okay? It's not a very difficult ingredient to find. There's a lot of that going around these days. Also syphilis, also amongst flat earthers. Now I'm back with yet another episode of Ultra Magic Kool-Aid because I have an urgent message to Patricia Steere. Now Patricia, I know that I said that I would deliver this to you 2 days ago, but you're just going to have to deal with the fact that you're on Omni time right now, where everything is at least 3 times the amount of time that I initially described to you. Patricia, I see that you have sunk to the lows of appearing for an interview in Hustler magazine. Now I know that you initially said no, which was the correct assumption, okay? When that voice in your head told you to say no to Hustler magazine, you should have listened to it. But you were so hungry for fame and attention that you said yes, and now you have appeared in Hustler magazine as the Flat Earth Retard of the Week. I'm sorry to have to speak to you in such deep and dark terms, Patricia, for I know that we were once very, very close friends.
The Earth is flat!
Very close friends, but she describes this as a long-term boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, and this guy's an openly gay man. No, I'm not shitting you. Do you ever wonder why Patricia picks men 20 years younger than her and that are basically looking for a mom? Because that's what they're getting. It's because she's a narcissist. She needs a man she can control. She wants a girly man, what I call a girly man, not a manly man, because she can't control the manly man. The manly man ain't going to put his shoes away at the end of the evening. He's just going to kick them off and then leave him right there at the side of his recliner. And she can't stand that, being the narcissist she is, because she'll criticize you for that. No, can't leave your shoes out. Put them away. They belong in the closet in the shoe rack. They ain't on your feet. But that's the narcissist for you, and the hypocrisy of this woman. She dated this gay man and calls him, basically the best thing that she's ever met. The best relationship she ever had. All right, so let's go on here. She's crying again about transvestigations. All right, let's just tell you how she came back. She first showed up in Karen B's chat, and she just stayed in chat, and then everybody's saying she's back. And then she posted a message saying she isn't going to be doing videos on this channel. Then the next day or a couple of days later, she shows up on Robbie Davidson's channel saying she's going to be starting a new show on narcissistic abuse as an expert on it. Yeah, she got a few emails and read a few or watched a few YouTube videos on narcissism, and now she's an expert of it because she claims Antonio was a narcissist. I haven't seen any narcissistic behaviors from Antonio. He does lose it easily. He lost it on me over that Shelley Lewis JM Truth nonsense. When he said Shelley Lewis is going to jail, I said that's bullshit. She's not going to jail. She didn't steal anything. It's a civil dispute. She drove off in her rental car with equipment from their company. It's a civil dispute. She's not going to go to jail, and that's exactly what happened. That's what the law enforcement agencies told him. It's a civil dispute. He lost it in his chat room and flipped out on me and fucking blocked me on all my channels, all because of that. So, you know, Antonio certainly probably schizophrenic, bipolar, or something along that kind of lines. So let's listen to her, Patricia. She goes on. She did Robbie Davidson's show, then she did her first show, and then last night in the middle of the night, when everybody was sleeping, she did this nonsense here, trying to test out some new equipment and having juicy chat about Antonio again. But let's listen to her as she cries about transvestigations and being called a tranny.
So the thing is that the people that are into the transvestigation thing hardcore and believe that all the singers, all the musicians, all the blah, blah, blah are transgender and like playing with our minds, they won't let you think other than the way they think. If you don't say the right answer, yeah, you're right, Michelle Obama's a man, or, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger's a woman, Bruce Lee's a woman, Patricia Steere's a man, Karen B's a man. If you don't say their right answer, they believe you're a shill. So there's almost no way to win with them. When I see people posting stuff about that on Facebook, not even about me, just about, look at Angelina Jolie, definitely a man. I want to unfriend that person immediately, even if it's somebody I like. Because do you know Angelina Jolie? Have you met her? Have you seen between her legs? And would you...
Antonio's seen between yours, so he must be qualified, lady. You just made that analogy.
Have any reason to be lying about it like the narcissist did about me? So you better answer all those questions correctly. Yes, I know her personally. I've seen between her legs, and I have nothing against her. I'm not here to, I'm just telling you the truth. And here's her medical records. Here's a DNA sample of her hair. There's no way that anybody should ever be allowed to say any of this stuff about any of these celebrities. I don't care what you think you've seen with your own eyes. Well, not your own eyes, but you've seen a video of Michelle Obama in a bulge in a dress.
Russian Videos made a video about that. Russian Videos has made a lot of videos about people in Hollywood, Patricia, and you just said you don't befriend people that do that kind of shit. So then she had the nerve to go and blame troll versus troll and shill versus shill for doing trans investigations. Well, Shills versus Shills did do a video calling you and I think Mark Sargent a tranny, and that's his choice. You know, he can do whatever he wants. I used to do that too, Patricia, against you. But I learned that it only hurts the cause because you use it as a get out of jail free card. To use it as a victim. Like you're victimized of something you don't approve of. Okay? So let's listen to what she says about trolls versus trolls. I got a good chuckle out of this one.
Somebody mentioned trolls versus trolls and shills versus shills. I have no idea who it is that does that. But they definitely believe that.
I don't know why this keeps doing that. Sorry.
All women in Hollywood are men and are satanic trannies and all that stuff. So, you know, I knew when I did my video the other day, the only video that's on my channel aside from this, which is going to be deleted, I mean, it's going to
She
be
said
deleted.
she's going to delete this video, but she never did. She left it up because everybody's just goo goo gaga over her, telling her how great she is, how beautiful she is, how hot she is, how bad they want to do her, and she's just eating it all up like the freaking narcissist she is.
Because this isn't a real video. This is just testing out this software. I knew I would end up on trolls versus trolls and shills versus shills. In fact, if I don't delete this, they'll take an excerpt from this and put it into their shows because that's what these people love doing.
And she doesn't have to delete this video. In fact, she has to, after she did this live stream, she had to go through an extra step to make this video public. Because once you do a live stream, it doesn't go, excuse me, it doesn't go on your main page until you make it public yourself. You have to do it yourself. So you could see this lady's full of lies and nonsense and everything else. All right, so you heard all she's had to say on those nasty people that do transvestigations. This is her 8 months ago. Let's have a listen.
A funny comment from Nathan Oakley a while back in the live chat. He said, has anybody transvestigated Mandela? Combining two things.
Nathan, you know, I want to say is Nathan, you know, people in the UK, they have the best sense of humor. They're like outside the box with what they're thinking. And they're just super witty, and you know, people in the UK just have it. I don't know what it is, but he's always like that. Always funny. Like
Well,
that.
we might move to transvestigation since Nathan pushed them all together there. That's another one of those things that, to me, I never thought about all of these women in Hollywood looking weird. I just thought that they were different looking women. I don't mean different looking than normal people on the street. I just mean all the women look different. Some are tall, some are short, some are fat, some are thin, some are beautiful, some are cute, some are unattractive, and they're all different sorts of celebs. But then the whole transvestigation thing came out with a lot of people, not you, but a lot of people saying every woman in Hollywood is a man. And I remember seeing that and thinking, well, that's literally impossible. And plus, why?
All of Russian
I always
bids.
look for the why, follow the money. What's the reason? It's always got to be about power, money, control. So what is the why of it all? But there are a few women that have been pointed out to me that do look awfully masculine.
So there you go. That is Patricia Steere 8 months
President
ago.
Donald Trump
Clearly supporting Russian vids in his transvestigations. He's called everybody in Hollywood a tranny, fucking the president's wives. He's called Trump's wife a tranny. He's called Obama's wife a tranny. He's called Trump's daughter a tranny. He's called a lot of people a tranny. I'll bet you even called, what's her name, a tranny that you're mentioned, Patricia. Do you see the hypocrisy of this woman? And only a narcissist would do this kind of behavior that she blames others on. You're a fraud, Patricia. I'm glad you came back. I was getting bored. I had nobody to pick on. I'm sorry, I'm not picking on you. I'm just pointing out that you're a lie, Patricia. A disgrace. You're a narcissist. And to show you that she's a narcissist, she constantly needs reinforcement that she's beautiful, she's hot. I would love to have you as a woman, Patricia, and so on and so forth. And this clown, she did this video last night after she said she was only going to mention her narcissist abuser once. She goes on and does another show, and she's actually done 3 shows where she's talked about her narcissist abuser. And she only said she was going to do the one show on her new channel and then move on to helping people with their narcissism. But like I said, I suspect somebody with a degree in psychology or something is going to see her video, and they're going to start using it in college classes to show you what a narcissist truly is. Because she's every bit of it. You know? You see how she goes around in that NASA video her and Mark did? She's on camera just sitting there having sex with the camera, trying to look all sexy and hot, and Mark took the camera and she did a little catwalk for everybody to show you how hot she looked in her Michael Jackson uniform. Oh, wow. So anyway, she needs this constant adulation, and this little poor old man, he's on there constantly telling her how hot she is. Let's have a listen.
Unlike Flat Earth, you have beautiful
Sorry.
curves.
Thanks.
See that smile? See, she's supposed to be so sad from the abuse of her narcissistic ex-boyfriend. And mind you, she only had this relationship for a couple months, and they've been crying about it for 3 fucking years. It's gone on 3 years. These both, her and Antonio has been putting this out in public. And she acts like this is the first time she's ever talked about it. She was calling him a rapist on everybody's panel there for a long time. And this guy, several times to the video, he tells her how hot she is. Man. And there's several men in there. That's why she needed to come back. Because she wasn't getting this attention anymore. Sitting there on the sidelines. Posting in chat. She wasn't getting that, oh, you look hot, Patricia. Oh, I would love to fuck her. I mean, you ought to go look at her comment section. She got people telling her how hot she is, and she hearts them. And, oh, I would love to have you as a woman, hearts. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words, sir. She can't have a manly man. A manly man wouldn't put up with her. She went and complained to Antonio because his shoes were out. Yes, in her house, your shoes have to be put away. She complained because he used dried spaghetti noodles and jar spaghetti sauce and had the nerve to feed that to her. And then she complained because he doesn't have a closet in his house. And she's from the USA, where people have closets the size of his bedroom. This is horrible. My goodness, this woman is dumb. Patricia, most people don't have closets the size of a bedroom in an average house. That's only rich people. That's only millionaires like yourself who live the high life, where everything is grandeur. That's another thing with narcissists. Everything has to be grandeur. Has to be over the top on a daily basis. Oh, you're so hot. And you have to hear that every day, Patricia, to reinforce your insecurities. And that's why you're back. And that's why you sit here and you screen your messages. You don't allow people just to post on here, because if somebody tells you you're ugly, it's going to ruin your life for the next 6 months. You're going to have psychiatric care. So you sit there and you screen all your messages. You delete the ones you don't like, and only post the ones from people that show gratitude towards you because you're so freaking hot. Like I said, I'm glad you posted this, Patricia, because people are going to see right through this. Experts are going to see right through this. And they're going to use you as the narcissist poster child. So there you go. You know, you have to have this constant adulation from men. Look at the most smiles. He wants her badly. I mean, he's probably bought her gifts and showered her with money and other things, and she's just eating it up. That's why she had to come back. So then here she is again. And let's have a listen here. Because she talks, this was when she was on Robbie's show. I just used the audio from Robbie's show. I didn't use his background screen. So let's have a listen here. Because she's talking about she's walking a fine line. No shit. Because she's the narcissist.
It's true. And narcissists not only love the adulation and praise, they would love it if 1,000 people started making videos against them.
Yeah.
They just as much pleasure from that energy as if the same 1,000 people were making videos praising them. And I'm saying
Exactly.
videos because
that's
we're
totally
working
true.
in the video world, but forget about videos. It could be at work.
You
It could
starve
be
them. You cut off their oxygen. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what when we had a big discussion, Rob Skiba, myself, and a bunch of others, we were talking about certain ways should we address certain narcissists in this community, and we came to the conclusion that no, it's best. That's what they want. And like you mentioned before, they want to turn that around to play the victim. Oh, look, I'm being attacked. They know that I'm the one that's speaking the truth, and they really like to manipulate. And they like the attention. So, you're dead on there when you're talking about they do want, a lot of.
Patricia's been manipulating people all along. And she loves attention. She wants the constant attention. That's why she's on YouTube. She has no friends in real life.
Attention.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fine line I'm walking with doing this new channel.
Yeah, there is.
When it comes engaging with the narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm doing
because you're a narcissist, Patricia. Damn right, you crossed the line. Fuck. Wow. So then she says, narcissism like criticism. You hear her here. She's supposed to be an expert on narcissism now. That's why she's doing this channel. But you hear him here, narcissists like the criticism and the videos made about them and stuff like that. No, they don't. They hate criticism. Narcissists can't stand it. It's just like you take out all the bad comments people list so they're not on your channel and they're not publicly seen. Patricia. So anyways, she's going to criticize, she talks about narcissists here and how they don't like criticizing. See, she just said they love videos, criticism and all that, but now all of a sudden they don't like criticism. Let's listen here.
And
I don't know why
if they
this is
do
happening.
something weird, and you call them out on it, that's when
Listen to this.
they will do a couple different things. One of them is completely shut you out with a silent treatment that can last for weeks, days or weeks. Literally won't talk to you. They will punish you for criticizing them. Even if the criticism is, can you not leave your shoes out?
Can you?
And
Can you not leave your shoes out? You know what? If my woman sat there and criticized me for taking my shoes off by the recliner and leaving them there until the next morning when I come out to sit on the recliner and put them back on, she ain't gonna be my woman very long. And she criticized me because my closet ain't big enough for her bedroom of clothes, and she ain't gonna be my girlfriend very long. See, that's the whole thing. Patricia can't stand criticism. And now she's trying to sit here and say Antonio couldn't stand criticism when just before that they're saying narcissists love this kind of stuff. No, they don't. They don't like criticism. That's why Patricia's been crying here for the last week. Well, let's keep going.
normal people don't do that to each other.
Sure.
And if you see that early on, red flag city. I'd say run then.
Normal people don't criticize somebody for leaving their shoes by the recliner till the next morning, Patricia. Only a narcissist does that. Can't have those shoes out all night long. Got to be sprayed and put away in the closet on the shoe hanger. Only a narcissist would demand that, Patricia. And then, like I said, she got pissed because Antonio had the nerve to break out dried spaghetti noodles and boil them up and open a jar of spaghetti sauce and call it dinner. She was insulted by that. Like I said, they need this constant grandeur. Everything's got to be grand. Their dinner, their breakfast, their lunch. You got to constantly say how beautiful they are, how wonderful they are, how much you love them on a daily basis. She expects a relationship to be a fairy tale when it's anything but a fairy tale. It's a lifelong commitment. Patricia? But here she expects everybody to feel sorry for her for bad choices of men she chooses 20 years younger than her that need a mother more than they need a woman. And she chooses them because as a narcissist, she needs somebody that she could control. She can't control a manly man, but she can control a girly man as a narcissist. So, in the last post here, the last clip, let's have a listen to this nonsense here. As Robbie, this is Robbie on it when she was on Robbie's show before her first new video on her channel. And Robbie says everybody in chat is basically saying this is a revenge channel. Let's listen to this nonsense here.
People, I'm sure, will start asking you, or some flat earthers will be in there, and I guess you'll answer honestly. But what do you, as far as like, like a lot of the, flat earthers that are, listening to this program and thinking you're just coming back because you're mad or upset, and it almost seems like a revenge type channel. What would you say to that? Just to clarify, to make sure that people don't have any misconceptions on the reasons and your content when you come back to YouTube.
Well, when I left The Narcissist, which was October 15, 2016,
That's right. Over 3 years ago, and they were only together for 2.5 months. And they're both going on and on and on like freaking children. And then she's going to sit here and talk like she's never talked about this in public. That's bullshit, Patricia. You did panel after panel after panel calling him a rapist as soon as you got home. And he made video after video after video calling you a tranny. Some people think, and rightfully so, that this was all set up from the get-go. Because what you all need to understand is FEOHP owned that house she's living in before she even left to stay with Antonio. People are saying her stay with Antonio was because they were there to try to do a pilot show for BBC. And their pilot show failed. So she came back to the USA. So that would explain why she would go there and pretend to have a relationship with Antonio. And so nobody knows about this pilot show they filmed. You ever see that daytime, nighttime video of Antonio? That's supposed to be one of his pilot shoots, what they do to, show your talents, I guess. But let's have a listen here. There's a little bit more
revenge. Why didn't I make a video then? Or any of the years, or any of the days, months, years following?
You have, Patricia. You're doing one now. 3.5 years fucking later. You're playing a victim of narcissism. 3.5 freaking years later, over a 2.5 month relationship. You both need to grow the fuck up and act like adults. And Patricia, you need to stick to men your own age. Quit trying to pick on mama boys so you can be a mama to them and dominate them. I think Patricia is a dominatrix, and she needs these weak little men to accept her. So there you go, folks. I mean, there's more here.
Yes.
I left Flatter. I didn't. I don't want revenge. There can be no revenge. The best revenge is to leave and not let them suck your life force anymore.
So you didn't leave. You left for 6 months, and then you had Noel Hadley write out that bio about you, and you spilled all the beans about Antonio, and what you said then and now is different. It doesn't match up. I mean, the whole thing is shit, Patricia. The whole thing is your own fault. The whole thing is done by bad choices. You can look this word up in a dictionary. I'm not sure which definition you'll come up to, but look up spinster. It describes an old lonely lady who will always be lonely. No one will want her. That's what a spinster is. They die alone of old age. That will be Patricia Steere. Now, I don't wish no harm on her when I say that, but that's just her narcissism. Nobody's going to put up with it for any extended period of time. Nobody should. Have a good day, everybody.